திருப்பி கொடுக்கணும் இல்ல?
Yep, it's back to back. Arsenal 1, Brighton, Hove Albion 2. I guess this game it's sort of writing was sort of on the wall, and we had to sort of line up. With the injuries to Curentini, Thomas Partey, and also Tomiyasu was still out. So I think we had Nuno Tavares, Cedric, Lokonga, and I guess the rest of the squad are very similar, except a lot of people thought in the pre-match or previews was you put Saka at left back, ideally have Pepe up in the front, but Pepe's out again, so he's in the bad books with Arteta, it looks like. I think in the post-match conference, Arteta did say, we deserve a slap in the face. I guess, kind of, not saying condoning violence, but obviously a bit of jokes with the Will Smith slap, but if you'd sort of slap Mikel Arteta around, maybe knock sense into him, wake him up a bit. Maybe mentally he was also out of sorts, he didn't know what he wanted. You can see this, the guys didn't have direction. Generally, when you see a well-organized team and they know where they are, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. Like a few weeks you're talking about trainings and drills. George Graham was famous for that. Where you hear the players say their trainings are all based on one-on-ones, games, and they'll do it till they're blue in the face. But what would happen is when you go to the game time, it would be like telepathy, where everyone knew where they were supposed to be, and it was almost intuitive where you put the ball. In our case, it's sort of like you scrapped around a bunch of new players and with experienced guys where none of them really worked together a lot or had a lot of time with each other. So you can see that on the pitch where a lot of them were looking lost. Saying that, look, I'll give some positives. The second half, there were a lot of chances, a lot of close chances. The scoreline could have easily been 2-2, could have been 3-2 to us as well. But considering the opposition, I went with the Liverpool loss. I was forgiving and everything. That was a good team in Europe. Here, this is a team where you come to the Emirates. We're supposed to make our stamp that this is our ground. We're supposed to, make this a fortress, if you will. That we're a top side. We will, come out 3-0, 4-0, 4-1. So you have the opposition scared, nervy. Brighton should have been how we were, and Brighton acted how we should have been. Sort of flair with Brighton. Some of the new guys name escapes me, but the second goal was they sort of link up and you saw how it all came together with that, and you're thinking that's how we should be. So this game I can't say Brighton were did play really well. Now, I guess we'll probably address the elephant in the room. Arteta, in, out. Can you go in? Can you get out? So obviously his tactics were in a shambles today. He didn't have the squad. He didn't have the reinforcements. This dates back to January without any proper signings. The hype, some people say, we tried to get, even I said we tried to get Lovich, but it fell through. But, you're going for one striker where we need reinforcements in the midfield, in the defence. We do need a striker. So, we need a lot of backing. You compare us to, let's go to the top sides. The Man City Liverpool game that we just saw. That was a classic football match. But you saw their bench is stacked up. That bench could probably be our starting 11, and that would have won. So you can see the depth a lot of these teams have, and they need that depth because they're in the FA Cup, the Champions League. And they're in the final stages as well. So, and that's our aim. That should be our aim, So, at the moment, we're, getting a bit excited about that. I think I've said this before about the top 4 in Champions League, but really, you make the Champions League, and then you're not ready for it. You don't have the depth for it. We're only playing the Premier League. We don't have the depth for that. So that's one thing about the squad, which is it's on the manager for that. You got to prepare your squad. You got to. That's your first order of business as a manager. You come in and you find out your gaps, and you fill in your gaps. You don't make that rookie mistake. This is a big club, Arsenal, so this shouldn't happen in a big club like us. But here we are. We're so far deep in the season, and now you realize that we don't have the depth, or we don't have the reinforcements for our injuries, which, by the way, we shouldn't really be having because we're only in the Premier League. But, with a bit of depth, you could have subbed. It would give you a chance, even with some depth during games. You have guys that are playing, you don't run guys to the ground. Which has sort of been happening. So, especially, they got the international commitments as well, and they come back. So it's basically, because your squad is so stretched, you're basically pushing these guys beyond what they can do. And, I guess it's sort of selfish to not think about that, I guess. And you see, you see top managers, I just saw one with Pep and Klopp Jürgen and Pep talk after their game, and you see how much they back their players, how much they believe in their players, and how they think about their players. They think, they're the experience. They have that experience, but they know about the injuries, their schedules, what's happening. So they've been in and out for so long, so it's like second nature to them. And they don't. There's no. I guess you can see it's kind of a positive. Even I've seen the Amazon vid on the Man City, where you don't sort of isolate players or play any toxic games or anything. It's more all right. It's a football game. You lost. You got to push more and keep going. This is what we're aiming for. Let's go. Keep. Don't lose sight. That was sort of a feeling you get. But when it comes to Arteta, his non-negotiables that he did, he says in the beginning of when he started, it's sort of backfiring. And leaving players off. Obviously Pep is the bad guy now, but obviously they were before. And my man Big Jock got the Glock in his waist and we're smoking, drinking, got the hooker thinking. If money smell bad, then this nigga big as